All right, let's jump right into this. We are at Advantage Archery for the Heart Foundation shoot that JC put on. We filmed the 2 qualifying lines that they held here at Advantage Archery, but they shot in multiple locations for their qualifiers, and everyone showed up here today in their brackets. But we're jumping right in. They started with the men's open, so we're going to follow along with that. So how that's going to work is they had 1 practice in, and now they're shooting, I think, their first in for score. They're going to have 3 ins for score each bracket round, and what you're doing is you're looking at Bodie Turner on the far end against the wall. He was not the top seed for the brackets, but he's shooting up his way. You got Cisco that just broke a shot, stepping off the line there. We'll catch up with everybody and get you names. If you recognize somebody, we'll try to make sure we're highlighting them as well. So it's a packed house right now. I think that's why they're starting with the men's open. It's the largest bracket. That'll help thin the crowd down just a little bit as we do this. It's awesome to see this many people here supporting JC and her American Heart Foundation shoot and her senior project. We're grateful for Caleb for letting us come into Advantage Archery and to set up to film this for you guys. And again, go back and look at some of the qual rounds that happened here. So since they shot at multiple locations, now there's people here that weren't here before. Linda Ochoa Anderson is here, Tim Gillingham's here, Benton Christensen's here. You have a ton of people that are here that live in this area, this big region. So we will start to get everything set up, and as we get caught up with everybody, we're going to be able to take a look at that. So Drew Ortman was the top seed. I believe he got a bye on this end, so Bodie's top seed shooting. Right under that, you got Chris Fong shooting out of Nampa Bow Chiefs, and his S3DA team. Awesome young man that's shooting. Then you got Clayton Allen, Jeff McKee, Hunter Hall, Cisco, Adam George, Pete Thompson, and so on all the way down the list. So that's the seating. You got a couple of others that this may be just a few hours out of date because there was a line time this morning. We grabbed what we could get from JC, and I'm not sure where everybody's fitting on there. If there's someone missing that is not on this list that you see seated, but they're actually up on the line shooting, it's just because we had one line that we may have missed getting that most updated seating information. So since it's a single bracket elimination, what will happen is on large seated events, they'll break it down into the top seated people, and they'll create flights so that instead of creating multiple divisions, how they're seating, if they have 4 flights in the men's open, then the top 25% would be in the top the top seed, the number 1 flight, and they'll shoot against each other, and then so on and so on. So that keeps the competition fair, so that someone that's just starting to shoot isn't going to shoot against your Tim Gillinghams, your Bodie Turners, your Ciscos, your Benton Christensen. So if they're lower in the seating, they'll shoot against their own peers. So that makes it a fair competition without creating a ton of divisions.
So Cisco in the Hoyt jerseys on target 3. Is that full draw? Bodie Turner, target 1, just hit that. Cisco still a full draw. And he let down. Went ahead and let down on that shot. A solid 10, could be an X there. Cisco full draw.
All right. Cisco just broke that shot. We got a chance to interview Cisco yesterday after the 3 o'clock line, and we were talking to him about he feels pretty ready. He's shooting the new Hoyt Concept X. He didn't get the 11s count that he wanted yesterday, but he even said during that interview, and go back and check that out, it's at the very end of the 3 o'clock line, that he sometimes gets a little complacent or bored during the qual rounds, and but it doesn't affect him when he's shooting the brackets. So he said he'll be ready for today. We'll see how that works for him, and the same thing for everyone shooting. Sometimes that's a struggle, is to get through those qualification rounds to get to the brackets, and obviously it makes it a mental challenge when you're doing that. So the cool thing is with everything happening today, there'll be plenty to watch, plenty to see. We'll try to capture as much as we can. Again, it's a really large crowd here, so we're going to try to maneuver around them with the cameras and get as much film as we can.
So we are looking at shooters on lanes 8, 9, and 10. 8 being the white t-shirt, over to 10 in the plaid. Looks like a 10 on that second shot of his. That looks like a solid X. It's hiding behind that pole, but high 10 is that full draw, and a high 10 on target 9. So I believe there were a few that thought that the line was clear, started going down range, but there was an additional shooter that had one more shot. So nothing like having the entire range stop and watch you as you shoot that final shot. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it may have been Bodie Turner, and that's unusual for Bodie to be last one on the line there. So, you know, as we have mentioned multiple times throughout yesterday's coverage, and we probably will today as well, This is early in the season, and a lot of these shooters are trying out new bows for the season, just getting familiar with equipment and using these early tournaments that are maybe not as high of stakes to kind of work out some of the bugs and getting more familiar with their equipment, ensuring that they can get their holds right, working out stabilization, holding weight, all that kind of stuff. So we appreciate, here's JC, the time and effort she's put into this tournament, and grateful for the opportunity to be here. So here again, we put up the qualification scores for the men's open, ranked there from the top. Again, the total scores was a possible 495 for this round. It was a 450 with X's scoring as 11. So. So it does sound like that did it for the first elimination bracket. Looks like they're going to start calling out the next line, and it does look like I'm just getting in that we have a one-arrow shoot-off here. I'll try and get over to that. Looks like Cisco is in that one-arrow shoot-off. And he's waiting to go to full draw here. Let's see if we can get that. So one arrow shoot off, closest to the center. That's a pretty solid X there. And just a low 10. Okay, let me correct. It's not a one arrow. It looks like it's 3 arrows top score. Apologize not knowing the format here. Another solid X for Cisco there on the left. Mr. Doremus, a low 10. So just saw him make some adjustments on his sight in an effort to, maybe bring those 10s up closer to the X.
She wants to sit on the deck and we sit on the court.
Let down there for Cisco. Final shot there. Another 10. So looks like Cisco's probably got this locked in. Assuming that something catastrophic does not happen here. And a solid X there. So it does appear that Cisco will move on in the brackets after that 3-arrow shoot off. So JC just confirmed that Cisco is moving on. So I believe that was Colton. I was calling him Mr. Doremus, but I believe that was Colton Doremus. Good shooting by Colton, but just not enough to beat out the triple X there.
Jack is women's open and you slash young ball. Line 1 is Hagen versus Morgan Paul. Line 3 is Tyler Wyndham versus Caden Hoffman. 5 is Brendan Johnson versus Clayton Allen at 6. 7 is Hunter Hall versus Tyler. Line 9 is Adam George versus Caleb Drake and Tab. Oh, Cash Drake, sorry. Line 11 is Frank Murray.
So they are doing lane assignments for the second half of the men's open bracket and starting the senior opens bracket. So as they update here, we will get those brackets and show you those results. So, as you can see, shows who had moved over on the first round there. As we mentioned before, Drew did have a bye, so in the next round, Drew will shoot off against Jared and so on and so forth. But I believe right now we're focusing on the right side of that men's open bracket. We've got Cash Drake against Adam George. We'll have Hunter against Tyler, Morgan against Hagen, Caden against Tyler, and Brandon against Clayton. So we are pulling up here the senior bracket, so we can see the first 6 shooters that we're focusing on this round. Against the wall is target 1. Closest to us is Clayton on target 6.
I'm not used to it. To me, that only works for that.
So I believe those first things were shots were practice. So this is going to be their first scoring in.
All right. There is a lot going on right now. They're shooting multiple divisions at the same time, so we thought it was just going to be men's open, but they're shooting men's open. They're shooting I think they're shooting some senior open as well. They're shooting the youth as well. So they're all up there. You're watching the brackets happening right now. So it's going to narrow down real fast since there's one practice in and 3 ins for score. That's going to cut the competition really, really quick. So the line will get thinner and thinner as we get down to these final archers. And as they go down range and score this or the finals, and we see who moves on, we'll try to move back over to the bracket board so that we can keep up with the brackets. It's not electronically, so we can't just flip back over to that, so we need to restage a camera to get it ready for it. So we apologize for having to move around so much and to do this, but we'll help them in the next year when they're doing the shoot. We'll help them come up with a plan to do it digitally, so you'll see it live as they get it put in as much as they can. But they are working off of paper score boards, and it's easy to just write a name in on who won and who advances. So we always have to work on that ourselves. So as we get together with all the different shops that are hosting shoots like this, we'll collaborate a better way to present this to you guys and change the way that archery is viewed on the social media platforms too, when it comes to live events or to events that are filmed and put out raw.
So here you can't tell, it is a packed house. So it's great to see so many people out and supporting this event put on by JC. So that was just a quick advertisement for a shoot that is coming up at Archery World up in Lacey, Washington. That shoot will be December 6th through the 8th. That is called the Archery World Classic, and it is formatted similar to the Lancaster Classic in an effort to prepare archers who may be going over there to compete in the Lancaster Classic, or just to give archers that opportunity to shoot that format. It's a great event. A little biased towards that, since that is our shop and our event that we put on. So here we go. We are shooting live again. Got Adam George there at full draw. And that was a 10 for sure.
I think it got it. Yeah, it looks like an 11 for me.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. I think that's 33 that he shot there. And if we didn't describe it, the qual round was a 450 round. If you go back and look at that yesterday, you'll see that. It was a 495 possible because the X's were counted as 11s. So we're going to show you, we got a chance to catch up with JC and talk about the shoot and what it's about and why she put it on. So let's show you a little bit of what's going on and what went through her mind to set it up. In Twin Falls, Idaho, and I'm with JC Ciprian. I'm not going to do it. Right, just stop it and do it again. All right, ready? Just leave it going.
Okay.
All right, just let it run. Just let it run. As soon as she sees the light, she starts laughing. So just let it go through.
Why is the light not shutting off?
It's because it's recording.
Oh, okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay. Hey everyone, this is Joe from Archery Northwest, and I'm here in Twin Falls at Advantage Archery, and I'm here with JC, and we're having a special shoot this weekend. JC, let's talk about this. I want you to talk about what the shoot's about, where the idea came from, what inspired you to do this.
So my grandpa passed away at the age of 46 with like super high blood pressure and cholesterol, and he didn't know he had it. And my dad has been diagnosed with it, and it's a genetic thing. And so all my donations and all the money I raise will go to the American Heart Association.
Awesome.
So yeah, because it just means something to me.
And this is a senior student project for you too, right?
Yeah, it's my senior project.
So that's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, so the shoot is a 450 game with X's as 11s, and then on Sunday it'll be bracket style, like a Vegas or Lancaster shoot off.
All right, one of the things that's happening also is this isn't just happening at Advantage Archery.
Right.
What else is going on and how is it working?
So they're doing a qualifying line here at Advantage. They're gonna do one at Nampa Bow Chiefs in Nampa, Idaho, one at Idaho Archery in Pocatello, and one in Daddis Archery in Utah.
That's awesome. So the purpose of that is to save that extra drive and that hotel time, and it'll allow everyone to all get together on Sunday. They'll already have a pre-score or a qualification score, and so what'll happen is the shoot-off will occur on Sunday, right?
Correct.
And then they'll shoot from whatever spot they are, and it'll be a classic shoot-up situation. Yep. What you'll do is you'll have one winner in each division at that point, and so if there's 20 people in that division, but they're all qualifying in different locations, everyone will show up on Sunday, and they'll know where they stand, and they'll be able to shoot their way from the bottom to the top if they've got it going on that day.
Yep, exactly.
Anything else?
We have some super cool prizes actually. So first place will win a buckle. Second place is a release pouch from Just Don't Miss, and then third place will get custom engraved knives.
That's really cool. So we appreciate you putting this on and thinking about supporting others. And we also want to say a special thanks to Caleb, because without him offering this up and all these clubs and shops offering this up, it would be harder to put on. So we really appreciate their efforts in that too, and helping support the whole cause.
Yes, we do. That means a lot to me.
We are back live with the shoot-offs here in the brackets.
Sit and talk to them, okay? So stay right here, but just don't push any buttons, okay?
So you guys are technically ready?
Yes, we're technically.
Yeah, not for you guys, not to enter. Oh, are
Yeah, let's just do it.
Okay.
On the next walk down.
Can me and my sister? I think I did sneeze.
It'll be short, okay?
But we'll talk to you in just a minute. Next time they go down range, we'll just do it.
Me and Adeline are going to do rock, paper, scissors.
We're gonna both sit you right in this chair, and you can share the chair. And you can talk to Megan at the same time, and we'll give you the microphone, and you just hold it, and she'll ask you a question, and then you'll answer that question, okay?
So can I do the microphone first?
You
You're
guys
gonna
are going to
share.
talk together.
I see you brought your Cheetos.
I did bring my Cheetos.
She kind of loves
I love
Cheeto
Cheetos
Puffs. I like Cheeto Puffs the most. So he's
Sorry
technically
about that.
grabbing it right now.
All right, we are here with some of our fun archery spectators, and let's go ahead and get a little information from them. So who do we have here?
Azalea, Adeline.
Okay, so Azalea and Adeline, and what brought you guys here today?
My sister Sophia's gonna shoot.
Awesome. Do you guys come and watch Sophia shoot a lot?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Awesome. And what keeps you guys busy when you're here watching Sophia shoot?
We usually play.
Is there a slide here at Advantage Archery that you guys
Yeah,
get
but
to
they
go
blocked
down?
it with a fan.
Oh, they blocked it with a fan.
But we
today.
can't get it. Adeline, let me talk.
Nope.
So we can't go like all the way to the top, but we can go like on the stair, and then if we go on the stair, that's not the fan, we can still go down the slide.
Awesome. Okay, well, Adeline, what's your favorite part about coming to archery shoots?
Shoots.
Shoots are? Okay, you
I
like
get to
watching the
shoot.
archers? And Azalea, you shoot your bow too sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yes, I do.
So these are two of our next generation of archers. Thanks for coming and sitting with us, you ladies. Have a great day, and we wish good thoughts to Sophia today, okay?
Okay.
All right, say bye. Wave up at that camera there. Up here. Look up there. All right, so that did it for Azalea and Adeline. So grateful to get to talk to them today. And we love seeing families out here supporting one another. And
Let's catch up on the brackets.
so we're going to come over and see if we can't take a look at the brackets here momentarily and see how we're moving through. So as soon as we get that camera positioned in front of the cameras, we will show you how those brackets are progressing. So it definitely takes a lot of hands to run a tournament like this. You can see over here, she's writing in the men's open brackets as we speak. So she's checking on the scorecards and then seeing who's moving on. So it does look on the left-hand side that Bretta is going to shoot off against Jeff. So that is son and daughter, looks like it's going to be shooting off in the next round. So that's pretty great. And then it looks like Chris Fong moved on, as well as Jason. So those two will be shooting off in the next round. Over on the right-hand side of the bracket, looks like Smokey Doremus moved on, Adam George, Hunter, and Hayden. I'm not sure if they are siblings, getting more familiar with the Idaho-Utah shooters over here. But Hunter and Hayden H will be shooting off against each other. And then Tyler Wyndham and Clayton Allen will be shooting off against each other. Those two do shoot against each other an awful lot, so that'll be a fun one to watch.
Thanks, Clayton. I was standing back there listening. I didn't hear his name. So. Well, Jesus, the one yelling. Huh? Thank you. I didn't shoot nothing somewhere about on the bottom.
All right, so they are moving along quite rapidly here. So we have the women's open bracket on the left-hand side, the young adult and the young adult and youth bracket on the right side. So we can see a number of women had a bye. So they have moved on. So shooting off right now is Maddie T and Kelly. And then we've also got Lexi and Talia. And then in the youth, young adult, we've got Mackenzie with a bye and Cody down at the bottom with a bye. And see how things go. So there you can see Sophia on the right there in the inside-out jersey. That is the older sister of those cute girls that were just on, Adeline and Azalea. So Sophia is quite the shooter. We've got Lindsay Cipriano there, JC's mom. So taking a look here at how the senior brackets have played out. So it looks like George went ahead and beat in his shoot against Frank. Chet had a bye. Tony Harbaugh had a bye. Lots of byes on that first round. Let's come over at the right side of the bracket. Phil looks like he beat out Eric. And everybody else had a bye that round. So we will check in and see how things are moving along. Try to get some camera angles. So shooting off in the brackets right now are going to be the women and the young adult. So this is their first scoring end. So they did get a couple of practices in there.
Kick shot is not the years ago, was there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, the final two shooters there on the line. Targets 13 and 14.
So you're watching the next bracket of the Women's Open, I believe, and they've already went through one round. This is the next round, and you're also, at the same time that they're shooting, you're watching the youth combined as well. So they've already went through a round as well. So it's really cool to see all these youth come out. Sometimes it's with parents. Sometimes parents don't shoot archery, but they want to get their kids in a sport, and they choose archery. And it's an awesome way to teach discipline, to teach respect, to gain self-control, everything about it. Studies have shown all across the United States and the world, for that matter, that archery is one of those sports where it teaches control in such a different way that it helps promote just a healthy lifestyle. So you see us keep playing these teasers. We have a big announcement coming December 8th, and we'll announce that during the live stream of the Archer World Classic, so stay tuned for that. So like and subscribe to the channel Archery Northwest. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We'll try to put out as much content as we can all across the Northwest, go to different shops and clubs and try to promote the sport in the best way we can. And as we get better at this filming and showing you shoots that are going on, hopefully you'll share that with your friends that you know like archery too.
Yeah, I do not have a straight 27.
You see the one I use?
What? Then why are you shooting? Because I haven't had time to go over the marks. I got to play with rocks.
Looks like a few handshakes there from the women. It looks like it's over. They're going to pull their target, and as soon as we find out clear women's on the Women's Open and who's advancing in the bracket, we'll move the camera back over to the brackets as those scores come in, and the youth will do the same thing for as well.
Lane 7, Chuck W. Shooting Cody M. Lane 8. Lane 9 will have George W. shooting against Benton C. in lane 10. Lane 11 will have Ken G. shooting against Scott W. in lane
right, so let's take a look here at the Women's Open and the Youth Young Adult bracket as it has updated here. So again, on the left-hand side is the Women's Open. On the right-hand side is the Youth and Young Adult.
Let's cut that for a second and get them putting up targets because the seniors are going now.
Yeah, that Youth Young Adult, nothing updated, I don't see.
Yeah, she's running. We just got it staged. And then we'll get them putting up targets for the seniors. We're going to start getting them to give us a schedule of events like that and the church meeting. We're going to work with them.
Yeah,
If we can get
all right, so it looks like we've got some seniors shooting off here. Familiar face, closest on the right there, Benton Christensen. These are just their practice rounds here. So as you can see, they are filling in the brackets from that last shoot up. So on the top there in the youth and young adult, looks like Sophia will be moving on. Dallas beat out Lexi. On the left-hand side there, the Women's Open. Looks like Kelly P beat out Maddie T. So.
bad timing.
What you doing to me? I was sleeping. Where are you doing? Hey, who you got? Senior going.
What you should know is they didn't snap it. So why is this in your back? I was going to, but I didn't get to get
So may have just seen Tim Gillingham walking back after making some adjustments on his target. Picture he sees at full drop. So it's pretty fun to be down here in southern Idaho, get some Utah shooters and shooters that we're not as used to seeing up in the Pacific Northwest, meaning, I know Idaho is Pacific Northwest, but on the west side, like the Oregon and the Washingtons. So, so I believe Tim is on target 4. Oh, geez. So here we have the senior bracket, and we can see who's shooting against who. So it looks like Tim Gillingham is going to be shooting against Phil there on lanes 2 and 3. In lanes 4 and 5, looks like it's Butch and Kevin G here. Butch just finishing up. Kevin with his last shot. And there we go. You see those 4 individuals' targets down range here. Target 2 there, or excuse me, it's officially target 3. Looks like Tim Gillingham's with the green fletches. So solid 30, if not 31, 32.
On deck in the midst for all open divisions in the hall. Men's 1200 and women's open.
Get big. So again, there is the senior brackets. Looks like Chet is going off against Tony Harbaugh. Kobe Maxa against Chuck. And I failed to mention up there at the top, Benton Christensen going against George W. Not George W. Bush. Thank you. I'll be here all day. So now we're taking a look at a couple of lanes down here. Lanes 13 through 18. So on the far end here, we've got Keith Sakura going against Aaron Higgins. Chet against Tony. We've got Ivan against Troy. Sneaking in the right side there. In the Darton jersey, we got so it looks like some solid shooting out of the senior division. So we take a look at those arrows. Nice view of all the people spectating and or waiting for their opportunity to shoot. So as we look here again at the brackets, who are you hoping pulls off the win? I believe, no, actually I don't know if Benton won this event last year. I know he shot the event last year. I don't know if he won the senior division. But who do you predict we're going to see in the finals in this senior division? Benton Christensen at full draw.
And I don't know if you mentioned it, Megan. I've been in and out of the table quite a bit, but Benton won Reading last year. So he was a standalone senior pro male. It was awesome. I got to shoot on his target. Him and Tim Gillingham were partners. It was really cool to watch him shoot that well. He had been, as you know, Benton had mentioned he had back problems, that he had to switch which hand did he shot. So he's made adjustments. He stayed in the sport. He persevered, and that last day he struggled pain-wise.
Yeah,
and, so it was everything he had to get good shots off, and he talked to that, and you could see the emotion on that.
That's what I was going to say. There was definitely it was an emotional victory for him, and he felt pretty good after that shoot. It was really nice and fun to
He's just a stand-up dude.
Absolutely.
Got any ties? Yeah. Victors are out up front. Well done. Yeah, we got a shoot off. Back down for youth young adults division. I need Slayer and Henry. After this shoot off, have Lynn's open. I'm having 11-12. Henry, I want you to rank 11.
So they are making some adjustments here, setting up the next round. As we do that, I know we are looking to get a couple of interviews going here as soon as we can. We'll get this set up. So there looks like they're hanging targets for a shoot off. See if we can't figure out what division that is. See what division that shoot off is for. All right, so we are here now with Miss Kaylee Gurney. Kaylee, you put up an impressive score.
Yeah,
this
thank
week.
you.
How was that first round of shooting for you?
It was good. It was just a little bit nervous, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's early in the season.
Yes.
So how does that affect you? Are you dealing with new equipment, trying things out?
I'm not
or-
dealing with new equipment at the moment, but I got a Concept X coming in the mail for me, so I'll be shooting that soon.
Awesome. I bet
Yep.
you're looking forward to
Yes,
that.
I am.
You've
Waiting
heard
for it.
Good feedback, or?
Yeah, I've heard really good feedback about it. I'm excited. I've heard that it's a good aiming bow and like it just holds, but I'm excited for it.
Awesome. And so you've been shooting. This is a tournament you come to often.
Yeah, I come down here every year. I'm excited that GC put this up because it's a good tournament. It's ran well. It's strong.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, tell us where you're out of and who you shoot for.
I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. I live about 20 to 30 minutes south of it, so I'm in South Jordan.
Okay.
So I'm not too far, but
Awesome.
Yeah.
And do you, what kind of gear do you shoot? Is there anyone you specifically want to represent?
I just shoot out of a club called Datus. I shoot with Drew Ortman, Jason Howells, Linda Ochoa.
Oh, awesome.
Shoot with all of them.
And she's here today
Yep.
too. So it looks like based on your guys' scores, let's see if we can't pull that up. So your guys' qualification scores, you guys were tied.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool to, the hope is that you guys will be able to go head to head maybe
that's the
in the
hope.
finals,
I want to.
right?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, we sure appreciate you sitting down
Yeah,
with us.
thank
Good
you.
luck this season, and I'm sure there's a lot that you have planned, and hopefully we see you on the podium.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so that was great getting to sit down with Kaylee there. Great young lady. Let's check in with some brackets here over in the senior now that they have filled in. So looks like Benton took out George. Tony took out Chet. Kobe pulled out the win against Chuck. And Kevin George beat out Butch. On the right-hand side, looks like Tim G was able to pull off the win against Phil. Troy pulled off the win against Ivan. Scott Wyndham, I believe, pulled off the win against Ken. And Keith Sikora pulling off the win against Aaron. So we'll look forward to seeing that senior men's move on, but I believe our next divisions that are going to be up and shooting are going to be the Opens. So just wanted to get you guys the standings and the results from that last senior bracket there. Hey Joe, can you put up the open bracket?
Will be men's goal hunter and women's open. I'll let you know.
All right, so we are moving on to the open and through the open bracket here. So you can take a look at these standings as they shoot their practice ins. We'll take a look here and we'll also show you their qualification scores. Just so you've got an idea as people are going head-to-head. So men's open, or I should say the open, I don't know if it's specified as men's open, but the open qualification scores. So now that you've seen those scores, might be helpful again to look at the brackets. But, you know, it's still anybody's game. Qualification scores certainly can intimidate some people, but every day is a new day. You have no idea if someone, you know, had a bad shot or what caused their qualification score to put them where they were. So that's what I love about these head-to-head brackets is you just never know what is going to happen. So those qualification scores may or may not affect how they shoot today. All right, so one of the areas we wanted to show you was down there on the far left. You've got father and daughter shooting off in the bracket. So on the left there is Jeff McKee and his daughter Bretta McKee. It is fun that they get to shoot off against each other here. They are both great shooters and have good mental games. We'll see whose mental game is stronger. here on the brackets on the left-hand side. Whichever one moves on will go against the winner of Jason and Chris Fong. If Chris does move on in that shoot-off, they will shoot against each other, and they often shoot against each other at league nights and so forth. So it'll be another one of those. Can they get in each other's head? Can they cause enough tension or stress or to put the pressure on one another? So let's check in and see. So the winners of these 4 shooting off will go head to head. Solid 10, another 10 for Bretta. It's an X for Chris, and it looks like Jeff shot a 9 there on his first arrow. Bretta, solid, low 10-9 liner.
They live in Washington. They were.
Solid shot. Chris there with the 9 o'clock. And looking back over at Jeff's target 3, looks like his second and third shots were solid shots. So he pulled that together after that first.
This is where I want to target Kaylee.
All right, so that did it. So momentarily here, we'll update you with the results of that bracket as those get written up on the board. I believe next up, as far as shooting, is going to be Women's Open, as well as the youth and young adult. We're going to take just a quick minute and show you here. We are Archery Northwest. That is a younger version of Joe and myself sitting on the truck there with our dog Odie looking out the window, and our other dog Ruby. So Archery Northwest, we're here to support pro shops all throughout the Northwest, as well as archery clubs, and we're getting ready to sit down. with Cory Miller here.
I can hear, I just didn't know if I needed a mic.
There we go.
All right. So we are here with Cory Miller from Darton Archery, as well as Conquest and Black Eagle Arrows. So Cory, thanks for being with us. How are things going?
It's been better, but
You've had a rough week,
I
haven't
had a
you?
rough week on the road, yes. So, yeah, on my travels, got my vehicles broken into and all my bows were stolen and my arrows, so,
That's
yeah.
tough. How do you recover from something like that? What's the process? Is it insurance?
Yeah, insurance will somewhat cover it. You still got deductibles and all that fun stuff.
So frustrating.
It is. But
Well, what can you tell us about, or what would you like to tell us about the new Darton series of bows, or anything
yeah,
coming out?
it's going really well. We've got we did a lot of changes to the hunting line and also to the target line of bows this year. We came out with a really nice tunable system on the bow. So we're able to tune the bow in the limb pocket area and a new timing system in the yoke system. So it's been really well taken by all the dealers. You know, it's nice to be able to walk into a store and hand a bow over and say, let's shoot through paper, and within one or two shots, get a bullet hole. So it's been speeding up their time, making their job a little bit easier, a little nicer. So yeah, it's been a really fun time, other than the other day.
Other than that event.
But other than that, yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, so that sounds pretty great. I mean, that is what, as far as pro shop owners and bow techs are looking for is ways to tune quicker.
Yeah, the least amount of time that we need to put a bow in the press is nice, especially as a shop owner, because we take that responsibility, that liability if something happens while it's in the press. So if we can eliminate that little hiccup, it can help the shop and get you doing other things too.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I sure hope that the rest of your shop visits and travels go more uneventful, let's say.
Yeah.
And we'll go from...
Yeah, no, it will be. I'm almost home, so I've got, I think, 2 or 3 more days. I'll get home and then go do a little bit of hunting for a couple of days and then hit the road again after Thanksgiving.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Cory, for sitting down with us.
Yeah,
Have
it's
a great day.
turnout here, and I was hoping to shoot, but maybe next year.
There you go. There you go.
Thanks.
All right. So we've got an update here on the Open. So it does look like Miss Bretta did beat out her dad. So Bretta will be shooting off against against Chris Fong. So that'll be a fun showdown.
Yep, and I've already talked to Bretta. We're going to sit down with her in a second too, and talk. It came down to, I think, 1 arrow for them. So we're going to make sure we give her a chance to thank her dad for the opportunity to get into the sport of archery.
That's awesome. So you can see the other results from the Open shoot-up. Currently shooting right now are the women, and looks like Bow Hunter. So in the open. Cisco will be shooting off against Drew for the semifinals. Bodie Turner against Adam George. Hagen against Clayton. And so on. So here we've got Linda Ochoa. We've got Jennifer Duramus. Okay, they are on targets 8 and 9. Lindsay just shot there on the far left. That is JC's mother. Lindsay with a solid shot there. Target 9, Linda with a solid X.
Yeah, solid. And way inside out on the 10 line.
And Jen there on target 8. Looks like she too has 2 11s.
First of the morning can be the worst because it's like stuck all night, right? I go to bed on my boat and wants to stay here.
All right, so as you can see, this is the women's bracket on the far left. So Lindsay Cipriano is shooting against Linda Ochoa, and Jen Duramus is shooting against Talia. We've got Lindsay against Maddie and Kelly against Kaylee.
Lindsay, can you pose real quick?
A good photo op there with Lindsay and Linda. All right, so
I'm not joking.
as we continue to watch the women's open in their shoot-offs, we're going to take a little bit of time and sit down and talk with Miss Bretta McKee. So yes, Bretta, welcome. So we just got to show a little video footage of you and your great competitor, your father. So how was that shooting off against your dad?
It wasn't bad. It was the first time we met. It was a couple years ago. That was probably one of the most nerve-wracking moments I've had in archery. But this one, I've kept my cool pretty good. My second hand was definitely rough. I wasn't as strong on my shot, and I ended up dipping out a 9. And then I had 2 ends where it was just triple X's, so it was pretty good.
Awesome. So do you guys talk a lot of smack when you guys are up on the line?
We're 100%. We respect our opponents and we don't trash talk at all.
Copy that.
Even if we're family and we're coach and student, we still don't trash talk each other.
Okay. Very good, very good. So, did you see who? The other thing I wanted to recognize is that you're not shooting in the women's open. You signed up for the open class. Is that correct?
Yes. It
Awesome. So you are going to be shooting off against. Do you know who you're shooting off against?
Next, Chris, I believe.
Oh, that's right, Chris Fong. That's right. So that'll be another fun showdown with 2 individuals that get to shoot off often with each other. So what made you decide to shoot in the open versus the women's open? A lot of people might ask that.
There, women's class, there is a couple pretty good shots, but I'm also in that level where I can go and win it easily. So I want to go into a division where it's going to make me work harder, really work for that spot.
Awesome. So it pushes you,
Yes.
and you're not necessarily out there for the win. You're out there for the high pressure situations. So as you go to larger shoots and so forth, you can handle that pressure maybe a little bit better.
It's also testing my equipment under high pressure situations, and then getting that high pressure situation, I can go and change anything with my mental game or my equipment to help it shoot better.
Awesome. Well, we sure appreciate you sitting down with us. We wish you good luck at the rest of the tournament and hope you have a great indoor season.
Thank you.
Take care. All right. So we've got an image here of our sponsors for this great shoot.
Yep, it's awesome that there's so many people that came together in the community to help support this for JC and for Advantage Archery. That's what we love to see is them growing it. So their sponsorship's going to help grow the ship this shoot as well. And we really appreciate all their support.
Yeah, I think more shops and archery clubs maybe need to reach out to non-archery sponsors. I think it's great to include the community in these shoots, and it also just can introduce more individuals to the sport of archery. So that's a good lesson for all of us to consider looking outside the archery industry to get sponsorships for shoots.
I'll know where we're at the end.
So that is going to do it for that round of the Women's Open and Bow Hunter divisions. So when we get those updated brackets, we will get those on the screen for you so that you can see how they're moving on.
Oh, sorry.
This was the Women's Open qualification scores. So we do anticipate seeing, in the semifinals, Kaylee, Linda, Jennifer, and Lindsay. But of course, Linda and Lindsay, that's a different Lindsay, are going to potentially shoot off. So we'll look forward to seeing those results as they do come in. So here we have the upcoming divisions that are going to be shooting off. We've got on the left the youth and young adult, and on the right we've got our senior divisions. So they are narrowing down. So again, who do you think we're going to see in the senior finals? Some great shooters up there.
Are these donation things?
So there is a shoot-off that is going on right now. We'll try to bring you those individuals here. So we've got a 9 and a 10 down there, and a 9 and a, looks like she may have just caught the 10 line there. So this is their final arrows. All right, so as you look here, from my vantage point, it looks like Lindsay on the left has a 30. And on the right there, those are going to be too close for me to call. So let's see if we can't tell, unfortunately, by the results here, facial expressions as they come off. Couldn't quite hear JC there, so. All right, so we are sitting down here with Lindsay Christensen, who just pulled off a big win in that shoot-off. So how do you handle the shoot-offs?
I try to treat a shoot-off just like I would any other round, and just focus on form and execution, and if I do those things right, they go in the middle.
Awesome. So what was your final score there on that round?
On my shoot-off end?
Yeah.
I did actually shoot a 9 on my shoot-off end. My first arrow was just a hair low, and I guess,
Happens, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, but you, and did she shoot a 9?
She shot 2 9s, yeah.
2 9s, gotcha. So I tell you, people sometimes look at that and they think, these guys are not, or gals, are not shooting at that high caliber if they're shooting 9s. But the reality is the average shooter has no idea the level of pressure that you're experiencing when you're on that line.
That's
Is
true.
that correct?
Yeah, that's true. In fact, I was just telling Maddie, that's the most nervous I've been shooting indoors in a while. My knees were literally shaking, and I rarely get nervous shooting indoors, so it was kind of fun to experience that again too.
Oh, that's good. And that's great for, the beginning of the season as you're preparing for larger, bigger shoots to have this opportunity.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's just, the season's just getting started. We've got another big one here in a couple weeks, so.
Oh, great. What shoot is that?
It's the Utah Open down at Datus Archery.
That's right, and that's also December 6th through the 8th.
Correct, yep, the first weekend in December. Yep.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we wish you luck there. We wish you luck for the rest of your indoor season. Great shooting, and we look to see you in the finals here.
Thank you, and thank you guys so much for covering this. It's great to try and get archery out more into the public eye and get some viewers and let everybody know what it's all about.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. All right, so just as Lindsay mentioned in that interview that, stakes may not be so high, but it does put some pressure on you when you're in those shoot-off positions. So you just never can judge, I don't think, the results of a head-to-head shoot-off where you're the only two on a line. It is definitely no indication of necessarily their skill level. So this are the youth and young adults finishing up, moving closer to their final brackets here. So sometimes as you see archers going down to pull their arrows, oftentimes you may see them kind of adjust their target. Some tournaments that is not legal, but a lot of tournaments it is legal to go ahead and to kind of clean up those holes, plug so that when you're at full draw and you're looking down at your target, your eye isn't set at that arrow that maybe went off and hit the red, or a shot that you don't want to see that hole when you're looking at the target. So let's take a look at the standings here on the Women's Open and the Youth Young Adult.
And the Youth Young Adult are shooting again right now, so they're about to cut their field in half and go from 8 to 4. So they're up on the line shooting. You got Kaylee and Lindsay are going to be up against the Women's Open next time they step up, then Jen and Linda Ochoa. So that's going to be a good finals that gets created off of that. That's really awesome. And now you're taking a look at the youth, narrowing it down. Now you're seeing, it looks like about 5 of those archers there, but they're going to narrow down their field as well from 8 to 4.
So on the far left, kind of in the green sweatshirt, that was your head qualifier, Mackenzie. And Cody Stum there in the black t-shirt was your second high qualifier in the youth young adult division. I got a chance to speak with Mackenzie earlier today, and said it is the goal to take out Cody. She said that is the goal every time.
Every time. Well, and Cody won last year, so
that's right.
So Cody's got more pressure on him, maybe, which is good. This will help him grow in the sport, regardless of how it turns out. But he's for sure proven himself last year. So this year, everyone wants to see if they can repeat, and if he can do that, that'll be a great.
Right. So if we do see Cody and Mackenzie, it will be in the finals if they do go head-to-head.
Second scoring game.
So we have moved over and are looking at, again, some of our young adult shooters as well as our senior shooters that are shooting off here. I mentioned Lindsay that just sat down with us, Lindsay Christensen, that is Benton Christensen's daughter. Again, that is one of the things I love about this sport is how many multi-generational families get to compete in this. It's not often they compete against each other like Beretta and her dad Jeff just did. But it is an opportunity that they have to go to tournaments together and to spend time together as a family. So that is just awesome, and not sure if that was the second or the third scoring it, but we will hit you up with a little sneak peek at something coming soon. So stay tuned for the Archery World Classic, December 6th through the 8th, for some big announcement. So here are quite the results from the senior division, but it looks like they have one more end before they update that. But here is how it stands. So Tim not looking super excited about the results of some of those arrows that he just shot there. It looks like it is that number 2 target, because number 1 and 3 on target 14 are pretty solid X's. So looks like he's a little bit frustrated with that first, or that arrow in the number 2 target. Not sure if that's going to affect his final results in this shoot-off or not.
I'll see if I can get blamed at Ochoa.
All right, so we are going to sit down here with Linda Ochoa Anderson. Welcome.
Hi.
Great to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So as we can see, your qualification score was tied there with Kaylee's, and you guys shoot. I hear you guys shoot together often. Is that true?
Yeah, we do. Kaylee shoots really, really well. It's nice to see that she was shooting with us this time, and I feel like she can shoot great scores, and it's good for everyone. It's good for me. It pushes me to be better too.
Fantastic. So what made you decide to do this shoot? I mean, I know you have a busy schedule. What brought you to this shoot?
I try to shoot as many local tournaments as I can. Even though I'm from Utah, I live in Utah. I try to do as many tournaments close to my house. I enjoy seeing my friends, and I also try to shoot as many tournaments as I can before Vegas. So I feel like this is a good tournament for that, for preparation for Vegas.
That's fantastic. So you have moved up into the brackets. Do you know who your next competitor is?
I don't know yet.
Okay,
yeah.
We'll have to see who that is. So what is up next for you after this tournament? What do you have coming up?
After this one, we have Utah Open. That's in Salt Lake City. And then after that, I'm not sure which tournaments I'm going to do. I might do Lancaster in January, in Vegas for sure.
For sure. Okay. Well, we sure appreciate you sitting down with us. We wish you luck in today's tournament and for the rest of the season as well.
Thank you so much.
We're on these spots already? Yeah.
All right, so it does look like they are setting up now to continue through the men's, or I should keep saying that, but the open bracket. So they will continue to bring you coverage here shortly of those individuals shooting off their hanging targets now. But on the screen here, you see JC Cipriano and Caleb, owner of Advantage Archery, who has helped and allowed JC to put on her senior project shoot here for the Heart Foundation. So we want to thank them for allowing us to be a part of this shoot. And it's a great opportunity for us to support JC in this venture. Let's see if we can't catch up with some of the results from the senior shoot-off. So it does look like Benton is moving on. Benton Christensen will go up against Kevin George. And it looks like Tim Gillingham did pull off the win there. And he will be going up against Keith Sikora. So that will be a fun one to watch. And look forward to who we see in the finals. Again, was the individual that you thought was going to make it to the finals, are they still in it? I don't know. All right. right, and we have Chris Fong and Bretta McKee here. And they are shooting off in the open division. All right, and I just got joined by another familiar face here. We have Benton Christensen. Welcome, and thanks for sitting down with us.
Oh, thank you.
How is the shoot going today?
Well, nervous.
Is that just because it's early in the season, or is that because it just always is nerve-wracking?
I'm always nervous. Maybe some people aren't, but I'm always nervous.
Very good. So it looks like you are going to be going up against Kevin George. Is this someone that you've shot against before?
Yeah. We've known each other for a long time. We actually shot against each other last weekend in the Spots and Flakes shooting down in Salt Lake.
Great.
So yeah, we see each other quite often.
You guys match up often.
Yes.
Well, fantastic. So, Benton, tell me a little bit about what you have going this season. What upcoming shoots are you planning to do for indoor season? And are you shooting any new equipment that you're trying to work out kinks to at this time?
I just started shooting my target bow. It's Prime RVX. You know, it came out last winter, but I already had my RevX set up, so I never switched over until 1st of October. We started getting ready to shoot indoors, so I got it ready, and so I've been shooting it for about a month and a half, and I like it. It's shooting really good. My arrows, my release, sight, and arrow rest are all carryovers from several. I like them. They work. The hand ski. I shoot a black gold target sight, a shrewd lens and housing, a Carter release, and gold tip arrows, and that's been constant for the last several years.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, we sure appreciate you taking some time to sit down and talk with us. We are Archery Northwest. We're new to kind of broadcasting. We got to talk with you at Reading when you won Reading.
Yes.
And that was an exciting time and very emotional time for you. It was one of our favorite clips that we have yet to film. So.
Well, thank you. That was an emotional tournament for sure. So.
Yes, you went through a lot that weekend, and to persevere and to come out as a victor is pretty awesome.
No, thank you very much.
Well, good luck the rest of the weekend, and good luck for your indoor season this year.
Thank you.
Take care. All right, so here we see Chris Fong, target 10, and Bretta McKee is on target 9. So we'll see how arrows are hitting here. So Chris looks like he's got solid 32. I think maybe even 33. Looks like Bretta shot one low on that number 2. So I'm not sure if this is their first scoring end or if it's their second scoring end, but we will continue to check in with them and see how they are doing. So. All right, well, we are coming in here. We've got another shooter sitting down with us here. So here I have Cody Stum.
Hi.
Cody, you are shooting in the young adult and youth division this weekend. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. And how is the shoot going for you?
So far, so good. I went upstairs and practiced a little bit before I officially started shooting, but shot my first round, shot at 97 with 7 X's. So far, so good. Hopefully, I can keep that up.
Awesome. And who in the bracket so far have you been most nervous to go up against?
Nobody really. I'm really just focusing on my shot process right now and just trying to go through my execution and work on that. So,
gotcha. Well, I will tell you, I spoke with Mackenzie earlier today, and I said, so I see that you came in and qualified higher than Cody. Is that something that you're going after him? And she said, always. So does that seem to be a rivalry between the two of you?
I'd like to think so, yeah. It's a fun rivalry. It's nothing bad. It's just something fun that we get to do every now and again.
That's awesome.
I definitely had a rough scoring end last night on Saturday. Didn't qualify as high as I'd like to, but I know there's always room for improvement, and so that's why I always like coming to these bracket shoots and that kind of stuff. So
awesome. Well, we sure appreciate you taking some time out to talk with us.
Yeah,
we
no
wish
problem.
you luck in the rest of the tournament.
I appreciate it.
And look forward to seeing you throughout the rest of the indoor season.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cody.
Yep. Bye.
All right, so 2 solid X's for Chris and Bretta. Bretta drills that one in the middle. Chris shooting a low, looks like it may have caught the 10. But he is not happy with that shot.
No, he calls that his dip bang. We all get it from time to time, but maybe it's got a chance of catching a 10. So I know he does not want that 9 because that's going to cost too many points against Bretta.
All right, let's see. He finishes that last one strong on the right there. Number 3 is a solid X, and it does look like Bretta drilled her final arrow as well. So we will have to see how that result ends up and who's going to move on. So again, here are the current brackets, and we'll look to see between Bretta and Chris who will move on. So I imagine there is nobody who looks forward to seeing Bodie Turner on their side of the bracket. In their hopes to make it to their final, I would imagine everyone's hoping to see Bodie on the opposite side. But right now, going up against Bodie Turner is Adam George. Adam has been shooting very well this season. We're going to tune in and flip over here to, it looks like we've got a line call, probably that target 1. This could be the determining.
Yeah, we'll take a look at what arrows they're going to view. Well, it's actually one of Beretta's right now. So
okay.
what happens is if it's really hard to call or too close to call, you do your best. So she may have called it in. Chris thought it might have been out, or vice versa, even for that matter. She might have thought it was questionable. So they're going to look at those 2 arrows, whether Beretta's caught an 11 and if Chris's catches a 10, because that could be a 2-point swing. So it's important to get this call right. So they're going to call a 3rd judge over it.
It does appear that was the 2nd scoring end, so they will have one more end for score after this. So we'll see how that pans out here.
Don't do that. Over there, you guys just stuff that person. Don't worry, this is men's pro, not men's pro.
All right, so we're looking at targets 3-4, which is Adam George on 3, Bodie Turner on 4. Looks like Clayton Allen on 6, and I can't make out who is on target 5. So we'll flip to the bracket here. Hagen. Okay, so Hagen is on target 5. Looks like he drilled that last one. Let's see what Clayton does on target 6 here. Great shot by Clayton. So not sure what their current point total is, but looks like Clayton had a rough one on his number 2 target.
Number 2 target. So that's going to change it 2 points. I'm not sure if how close it was before that. So he'll know exactly what happened if it comes down to a 2-point game.
Can't tell if anyone's congratulating anyone here, or let's go see.
Going outside?
Looks like we may have a shoot-off here between Bretta and Chris Fong. So they are hanging new targets. It also looks like there may be a shoot-off with Clayton Allen and Hayden.
So it looks like it's going to be Hagen and Clayton. Looks like they're setting up targets to do a shoot-off, and Bretta and Chris are going to do the same thing. So I'm not sure between Cisco and Drew who took it, and between Adam and Bodie. So we'll check those out in just a minute. So I see Adam George talking to somebody off the line. Looks like he's carrying his equipment. As far as I can tell, Bodie stayed on the line with his bow, so it looks like Bodie is going to advance.
Got some close-ups. Hi, JC.
I'm not sure if she knew that was on her, but either way, I think sometimes people think the camera's off.
We just confirmed with her that we got that live. That is your host, JC Cipriano. Oh, so there are 3 shoot-offs, actually.
All right.
So let's see if we can't.
Is that 2 of the ladies over there, too? All right. I see them catching who they're writing up there. So Bodie's going to move on against Adam. And it looks like Cisco's and Drew's are finished. Let's see who they're riding. Looks like Drew was able to unseat Cisco. I think Cisco won this whole thing outright last year. So that's going to change to a new champion this year. this is one end for score, I believe, is how the shoot-off is running. There's been a few. We've been running around trying to keep everything going on the film, so I haven't even caught what the shoot-off format is, but I believe it's one end for score, and if there's still a tie, then we probably go to closest arrow to center.
All right, so these are Bretta and Chris's targets. Bretta is at full draw here. She just
she center punched that. So it looks like Chris has 2 11s. That's going to be really, from here, it looks like Bretta has 2 11s. She's got her number 2 target. That could be breaking out of the 10 line too much. We'll see. And Chris's last arrow, solid 11 too. So it looks like, from our point of view, he looks like he's got a 33. That'll put the pressure on Bretta. We'll see what she does here. And then Clayton's at full draw as well.
Full draw.
It's awesome. Bretta and Chris are both 2 17-year-olds shooting in the championship bracket. They could have shot men's open, they should have, or could have shot in the women's open. Bretta could, but she pushes herself to do that. Chris is young. He's the same thing.
So it does look like, oh, sorry.
We pushed Chris to try to shoot up into heavier brackets where it's seated with a lot more talent there too, because he's a great archer, and we know where his future lies.
Absolutely.
Same thing for Bretta.
It looks like Bretta was not happy with that third arrow. So with that, I anticipate that Chris Fong is moving on. You see that great sportsmanship that they have together. And so Chris Fong will move over in the bracket to then compete against Drew. And still waiting to see the results on the Clayton and Hagen shoot-off. So. Alright, so we're waiting here as they get ready to post up. The winner, as we had called, was Chris Fong.
Did you win or Hagen?
I did.
All right, so final between Hagen and Clayton. It looks like Clayton pulled off the win there. So Clayton will be shooting off against Bodie. Drew against Chris Fong. Exciting to see. I know that 3 of those shooters, Chris Fong, Bodie Turner, and Clayton Allen, will all be coming up to the Archery World Classic up in Lacey, Washington, December 6th through the 8th. So we may get to see another showdown between Bodie and Chris in the championship division there. I'm not sure if Clayton is shooting championship or if he has chosen to shoot men's open up there. So it is just great practice to get to shoot off against one another, increase that pressure, and looks like coming up now is the youth and the young adult. And bow hunter, looks like we got some bow hunters stepping up on the line, as well as some women's open. So let's check in and see another bracket here. So as we are looking, this is the men's bow hunter bracket. So we've got Scott going up against Wade, Brett going up against Jeff. And the women's bow hunter, Kayla against Vanessa. And these, I believe they do still do a practice, or a warm-up, if you will.
No. So Megan shoots me. And then I go and then try to shoot it.
All right, so we have up now the women's open bracket and the youth and young adult bracket. So shooting off against each other here in the youth is going to be Cody against Lily, and Davey against Mackenzie.
And we let's take a second too to make sure. I'll move the camera, and I want to get this bow hunter freestyle, the men's bow hunter in there too. They're shooting off and to narrow it down to the championship on that too. So we'll take a second and get set up for that.
How does that even work? I don't know what public school's doing.
So it does look like we've got in the bow hunter, Scott against Wade, Brett against Jeff. And we've got them coming in. So we've got the bow hunters on the screen here, at least two of them. I am incapable of counting. We do have all four of them on the screen. So again, we've got Scott and Wade going off against, and Brett and Jeff going off against each other.
They were all solid.
Again, we want to give a shout out and a thank you to all of the sponsors that have supported JC and the Advantage Archery Heart Association shoot. So many of these sponsors are local here to the Twin Falls, Idaho area, and we sure appreciate them supporting this shoot and supporting the archers at this tournament. All right, so we are just getting ready to set up another interview with one of our local shooters.
Hello.
All right, that was JC, the head of this tournament, giving us a little shout out. So we have got Clayton Allen sitting down with us. Clayton, a heck of a start in this indoor archery season for you.
It's been going pretty decent, yeah. Pretty good start. Actually, they just said they had a chair open, and I wanted to take it. It's been pretty stuffed in here all day, so did I know it came with the talking position? No, I did not, but here we go.
We often have to just kind of sneak people in because no one wants to be in front of the camera and be talking. So, Clayton, you are going to be going up next in the open category. You're going to be competing against Cody Turner.
Correct.
Does that put any additional pressure on you, or do you treat that as if it's the same setup as any time
Honestly,
you go up
I
to the
just
line?
treat it the same as it's shooting against anybody else. In all honesty, you're shooting against yourself, whether or not it's Cody Turner or anybody else. But yeah, it's just I don't know.
Well, that's good. Yeah, you got to keep in the mental game. It's a huge part of this archery experience. So we wish you the best of luck in this tournament, and we look forward to seeing you throughout the rest of the indoor season as well.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sitting down with us.
Hey, you're good.
All right, so that was Clayton Allen, and we appreciate him taking some time and going out of his comfort zone to sit down with us and do a little interview. So we will see what we can come up with in that bow hunter path to the finals here. See if we can determine any other results, if they still have one more round to sit with. Does look like they will be shooting one more end for score to determine the brackets there in the bow hunter freestyle. All right, so welcome Chris Fong.
How's it going?
To the booth. It's going well. Chris, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, how's the shoot going this weekend?
Very good. Yeah, I did change something on my bow earlier this week, and it seems like it's working, so.
Awesome. That's nice to have happen instead of the opposite, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say so.
So is it holding better for you? Is it less weight? What? I mean, do you want to go into what changes you made, or?
Yeah, so I put like a 3-inch extension on my bar, so now instead of a 30, now it's a 33-inch, and it seems like it's holding pretty good now.
Awesome. So putting a little bit more weight out in front is making a good adjustment for you.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you're in the semifinals now. You're going to be going head-to-head against
Drew.
Drew. Okay, and Drew came in placed first. Is that correct?
Yep.
So it is really anybody's game, right? Is there any additional pressure that comes when you step up to the line against the person that came in seated first?
Not really. I just look at them like another person I got to shoot against. You know.
That's fantastic. I think as I talk to more and more of you higher level archers, I'm learning to figure out what it was about my game that just allowed me to fall apart anytime. You guys do a great job at not letting things get into your head. You just take each shot as it is, and you know you're capable of doing what you need to do, and you make it happen. So
just under pressure, you got to just follow your process, keep it going, you'll be fine.
Awesome. Well, we wish you luck in this tournament. I'm sure we'll see you in many more. It'll be interesting to see who ends up in the finals here. It could be people that we might see in the finals at the Archery World Classic on December 6th through the 8th. So hopefully we see you in the finals there. Best of luck to you, and thanks for stopping in.
Thank you.
So that was their final scoring end, and we will again see if we can determine the results with them being downrange. Otherwise, we will watch as they fill in the results on the bracket to see who is going to face off against each other in the finals for the men's bow hunter division.
So I think with this happening, I think this is going to take everything down to the championship flight, essentially.
Okay.
You know, so I believe this is going to go. This is the This was the last bracket before the championship.
In bow hunter, for sure. I know men's open still has at least one more.
Yeah, I think they have one more for that. That's why they started sooner, because they had the largest field. So they did really good on the timing. So this is going to come down to almost everybody's in the championship shoot the gold medal match, however you want to list it, at the same time.
Well, that's fantastic. The only unfortunate thing is we won't be able to provide you with video of every person in the championship and every, feedback on their target like we wish and hope that we could do. But, time is of the essence when you have a large shoot like this. On a Sunday afternoon, people are looking to be able to travel home and get their week ready and started. So getting people out and pumping through is important. So we will give you as much footage as we can. Again, we want to show you that we've got JC, Cipriano, and Caleb here, and we appreciate them for putting on this great tournament at Advantage Archery in honor of the Heart Foundation and the Heart Association for JC's senior project. So let's see if we can't see the brackets as they fill that in for the men's bow hunter, and this is going to narrow it down. Oh, I see someone walking by right now with scores. So we should be seeing those results come in here shortly. So setting up right now, it does look like we've got the senior semifinalists and the men's open, the open semifinalists setting up to narrow down to who will then be in the championship shoot-off. All right. So we're looking now at the youth. And it looks like it is going to be Cody Stum against Mackenzie Cowell in the finals. This was a showdown that I think they both were looking forward to, and it will be exciting to see the result on that shoot off for the youth and young adult division. So targets are hung down range. Looks like we've got Keith Sikora going against Tim Gillingham. We've got Clayton Allen going against Bodie Turner. Chris Fong is going up against Drew there. See if we can't get targets better situated here.
Somebody lost a 410 shotgun bomb shot. Is that you?
Oh.
That's all I'm going to announce right now. Hey, hold the line for a sec. Hey guys, if you just got bounced out, third, fourth place, you're going to shoot with the finals to distinguish who's third place, okay? Does that make sense? So don't pack yourself up and leave yet. So I'll use an example right now that Radar and who beat that? So like in the youth division, on the
all right, so they are doing
you
some
guys
finishing
are
touches
working
on
out
administrative things. We've got a clear shot of the awards here for the different divisions. Looks like first place is a beautiful Molly's custom buckle. Second is going to be a custom release pouch. And third will receive, it looks like, a knife. So here we go. Men's Open and Senior Men's Open. This is the semifinals, shooting down to determine who is going to be in the finals for each of those divisions. So we've got shooters here, and solid shot for Bodie there on target 9. Clayton looks like he pulled off a 10 there.
I didn't try. Okay.
All right. I don't know if you could hear in the background, but Caleb was doing a little housekeeping. He wanted to make sure as it got down to that gold medal match, there's only 2 people left, but third and fourth place still has to be decided. So what they'll do is they're going to hold third and fourth place, those 2 shooters, and shoot them to determine who third place is, because there's an award for third place. So first, second, and third will be awarded, and they need to make sure they're still available for that.
All right, solid shot on Clayton's third arrow there. Looks like it may be a 1-point difference between Clayton and Bodie on 9 and 10. But Joe, I need to ask you, are they doing a warm-up, or is this first score?
I think each time they step up to the line, it has been a warm-up, unless, let me stand by and I'll
okay,
find out.
they pulled the arrows before scoring them, so that was a warm-up. So we are going into fresh slate here, and we'll take a look at the...
So you got Senior Open and looks like
Men's
the Men's
Open.
Open shooting right now. That's to make sure that they determine who's going to be in the gold medal match for both. So what you're looking at right now is you have Benton shooting against Kevin, then Tim against Keith.
That's right, and they're on the far end here of our screen. And closer on our side, we've got Bodie against Clayton, and Drew against Chris. And Bodie, or excuse me, and they will be shooting off to determine who is in the championship shoot-off for men's open. So Clayton's got his first shot off with a solid X. Bodie as well. Chris looks like has got a little bit of a low 10, whereas Drew's was a solid X on the target 11. Gillingham is on target 15. He's getting those shots off pretty quick. Okay, and we'll see.
And I think Bodie's the last one. Bodie and Clayton are shooting right now, so Bodie's got 2 center punch shots on target 9, and his last one's going to be the same thing, and it's up in the air for Clayton's third arrow.
Clayton's is tough to call. Yeah, good shot, but whether it's an X or not, too early to tell. And final shooter on the line there, Benton.
All right, zoomed in on Bodie's and Clayton's. You know, those.
Both
he's got
look
one.
like they could be.
Number 2 and 3 target look like they are going to be 11s. It's hard to tell. Number 1's going to be a 10. So if that's the case, that'll give Bodie a 1-point advantage. We'll see when it's all over here who's going to be full. We'll move over. We'll get everything set up so that we can capture Tim. Gillingham shooting against his competitor.
So here we'll have highlighted the senior division. Benton Christensen will be on target 13. We've got Kevin George on target 14. Tim Gillingham, target 15. And Keith Sikora on target 16.
It's going to be our finals for men bowhunter freestyle, female bowhunter freestyle, and youth. If you're still in those brackets or compete for third, fourth, be ready. Except female bowhunter.
All right, and so we're picking up right now in the red jersey. That is Chris Fong, but we're focusing on the senior open right now. So you got Benton Christensen coming to full draw right next to Kevin George. Tim and Keith are shooting off on the far side on 15 to 16s.
Tim looks like he dropped, could be a close 9-10 liner there for his first arrow.
Yeah, it's going to be too hard to call from here, but it is a little bit low dip. And is it Chris shooting against Hagen? Yeah.
It is Chris shooting against Drew.
Oh, Drew, that's right. And Drew was a top seed this weekend, so he showed up and he said, I'm not here to play. So we're going to talk to him a little bit later too and see how he felt about yesterday and how it's turning out today. Looks like it's been in his favor as well.
So solid shooting in the senior open here. So there you see Bodie Turner's first arrow, second scoring end. Second, straight in that hole.
And I think what I'm seeing is there's a lot of the new Hoyt concept decks in green popping up. So it seems to be a pretty popular color. I know we have a couple of them that were ordered on our side, you know, in Washington.
Center
showing
punch
up here too.
Clayton Allen's third arrow, solid X. You know, I gotta admit, Clayton is shooting very well.
Oh yeah.
Up against, I mean, he did mention that he just shoots and doesn't worry about who the competitor is. But I find that hard to believe that there isn't some desire or motivation to want to shoot Bodie Turner that inside causes more anxiety than.
Well, you're right, but the pressure's on Bodie, right? So Bodie's got to stay on top. When you get that notoriety that he's got by achieving what he's done in the sport in such a short period of time, would say that he probably feels a different style of pressure. So he's learned to manage that through shot IQ, through his dad, Joel Turner, that the founder of Shot IQ and Mind IQ. So the cool thing about that is that's how he's excelled so fast. But that being said, he's always got the guns pointed at him, right?
That's true. Yeah. I mean, it's not to say that he doesn't have the pressure there as well. He absolutely does. So, yeah. Does appear to be a line judge needed for the shoot-off against Drew and Chris Fong. So we will see how that result finishes up. So that was the last scoring end. So we are narrowing down, like we said, to the finals. Who is going to be in? Who is going to be our final archers in each division? So I apologize for the little delay there. We're repositioning some cameras and it's clear there are some things I can do, multitasking, but repositioning cameras and finishing a sentence apparently are not two of those things. So we does look like JC knows when we are live. So it does look like there's going to be a shoot-off here against Chris and Drew for those who are going to make it into the finals. Looks like we will zoom in on that, see what we can't. So we've got Chris Fong on target 12, and we have, so Chris Fong on target 12, Drew on target 11 here.
Right, and then just heard Tim say he's still in it.
So Tim beat out Keith Sikora, okay, for the Senior Open.
And I just asked JC, I asked if how they're going to run the final. So they're going to use, they've got like 3 bays here in, because there's a pole separation. So they're going to run one championship and one on the left, one in the middle, one on the right. So we'll try to pan around and get those coming as fast as we can for that. But center punch there. So those are both great shots. Nobody's touching the 10 line yet. It's going to come down to this final arrow possibly.
Drilled it.
Drilled it center. It looks like it could be inside out. Pressure's going to be on Chris. And it looks like he's at 10. You know, that's sad.
It is sad.
It's sad that a 10 is going to put you out of this, but you know, that is awesome for Chris. You know, you're talking about a young man that's, how old is Chris?
Chris is 16. 15 or 16.
Yeah. So I mean, he's we joke. I talked to his dad, Derek. He's a D1 player. So you know, in this sport, you know, everybody's starting to talk about D1 stuff across, you know, regular sports, you know, basketball, football, all this, but he's at this age already. So, and learning to deal with this pressure that boy's right now, he has no complaints and hopefully has no regrets, you know, and he'll take this, he'll apply it, we'll talk about it, and he'll see if he knew it was coming or if it surprised him a little bit. He'll make equipment he'll make equipment changes because of that. So he's really good at taking notes under pressure, and he knows that's when that boat's going to perform the most because it needs to perform at the best there. So he'll take that right back to the range and start putting some arrows down because of that.
All right, so there you see the shoot-off for the men's Senior Open. Just behind here is going to be, it looks like Benton Christensen against Tim Gillingham.
Possibly no surprise. They were partners in Reading. They chose each other to be partners because they felt like that stood a great chance of winning team event.
Sure. And here you see, looks like it is going to be Bodie Turner against Drew in the finals for the open class. So should be a good shoot-off there. They are getting ready and setting up the youth and young adults. So again, we've got Cody Stum going up against McKenzie. All right, and the men's bow hunter is going to be Scott against Jeff. And so we have Scott against Jeff here. So we're looking at the bow hunters. We've got first and second heading off against each other, and then the third and fourth will be shooting off against each other right now as well. So here's the bracket, the road to the top here for the youth and young adult. Like I previously mentioned, we've got Mackenzie going up against Cody. Again, this is a combined all youth and young adult, men and women. So let's cut back to the bracket here. So Mackenzie and Cody are on the far right, and then Lily and Davy are those on the left here, and they're shooting off for third and fourth. shooting by these young adults. So that wraps up their second scoring end. And as they go and pull their arrows, we've got another clip for you.
Let's take a second just to promote the Archery World Classic again. So we'll give away $20,000+ in cash and prizes for that shoot. There's almost 200 people were signed up for it right now. It's December 6th through the 8th. So if you're looking to shoot a competition, you want to try it out for the first time, we have 17 divisions. There's a championship plus a ton of different youth divisions. That shoot is big enough that it separates the boys and the girls youth, as seniors are separated in men and women as well, in freestyle and bow hunter freestyle as well. So, and then if you're a pro, you're going to shoot in the championship if you're a known pro, and you're also going to do that if you want to challenge yourself, and you could shoot in the championship regardless. It does not matter what division that you would shoot in normally. You could choose to shoot in the championship, and that has a $5,000 guaranteed purse in the championship alone. But across the board, you're looking at $20,000 in cash and prizes given away.
Yeah, we are definitely looking forward to that tournament. It's exciting to see the amount of Idahoans that have already signed up to come over and shoot that shoot in Lacey, Washington. We love seeing it grow. We love it just being one of the premier tournaments in the Northwest. So this is the final end for these youth and young adults. On the left here, we have those shooting off for third and fourth. And on the right, we got Cody and Mackenzie shooting off for first.
Yeah, his follow through was massive on that. So I don't know if he thought that's. I don't think that's been his normal pattern there. So I can't tell if he shot a clean arrow or not. It sure doesn't look like it from here. He's well deep in the 10. It's got to catch an X or an 11 from what I see. So pay attention to those follow throughs from those different archers and the styles that they're learning. You see that follow through he's got. That helps him keep that bow against that back wall and not just get complacent and just over aim. So he's accepting that movement. So that's helped him out last year get to the top and win. It's helped him out today, you can tell, and these young ladies next to him all want that spot.
So Mackenzie is put it to it. I will be curious. This has been a rivalry, a friendly rivalry, but she definitely came here with her eyes set on taking this first place away from Cody this year. So we will see how the results. Looks like they both possibly shot 9s that end. So the plot thickens. There's you just missed a little handshake there.
I don't know if they know who clearly is going to take this, but that's just the normal sportsmanship that they're taught at a young age, and it should be. That's what grows this sport, and no one wants to come out and hang out with some prima donna archer that thinks they should win everything and throws a tantrum if they don't. So sometimes you win it, sometimes you don't. Difference between this sport and others sometimes, because it's such an individual sport, you have to learn to control your emotions a little bit more than on a normal team sport that has a lot of adrenaline-based control that has to be suppressed in archery.
So again, this was focused on our youth and young adult. Trying to determine if there are any shoot-offs in any of the other divisions. So can't quite get the playoff here. Trying to look on results as far as who powered through. So we've got, looks like Cody pulled off the win there, so this is year 2 for Cody in the young adult youth division. All right, so we are here live with Drew Ortman. Drew, thanks for joining us. So you qualified #1 in the open division, is that correct?
Yep.
Awesome. And did you shoot here at Advantage Archery, or did you shoot your qualification at a different location?
Yeah, I shot mine at a remote location in Salt Lake.
Oh, fantastic. Awesome. So you are in the finals, shooting off against who?
Against Bodie Turner.
Okay, so how does that make you feel?
I'm excited.
Awesome.
That's why I came up here,
Is this your first time to get to go head-to-head against
Oh,
Bodie Turner?
no. I shot against Bodie in the shoot-off at Vegas a couple years ago. We went out the same end. So.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
That is great. That
Bodie's
is great.
phenomenal, but he's fun to shoot against. That's the best thing about these tournaments. You can come to any of these local shoots and shoot against somebody that's that good.
Yeah, and that just prepares you for the next big shoot
Yeah.
that you'll be going to.
Yep.
Fantastic. So what is your next big shoot? I imagine
So my next big one's Lancaster.
Oh, Lancaster.
Yep.
Fantastic.
I'll be shooting against Bodie out there probably. So.
Is this your first time coming to Lancaster, or going to Lancaster, or